Charitable organizations play a crucial role in supporting communities and addressing social issues. Today we're going to delve into a topic that many of us associate with doing good in the world: philanthropy. However, when criminals exploit the trust and credibility of these organizations, the consequences can be severe. In this video, we'll be exploring the National Heritage Foundation scandal, a case study that highlights the importance of charity, but also how it can be criminally misused. We'll delve into the process of how criminals laundered their money through the NHF, the red flags that were raised, and the lessons that we can learn from this scandal. Join us as we uncover the dark side of philanthropy and how it can be used for money laundering. But before we start, if you're interested in learning more about pressing issues like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more engaging content. How charitable organizations are used for money laundering. Charitable organizations can be used for money laundering in several ways. One common method is the use of fake charities. Criminals can create fake charities, obtain donations, and then use those funds for illicit purposes. Another method is by donating dirty money to legitimate charities and claiming tax deductions. Once the funds are in the charitable organization's account, they can be used for illegal activities or transferred to other accounts to conceal the source of the money. In 2020, the U.S. Department of Justice uncovered a case involving the National Heritage Foundation, NHF, a Virginia-based charity. The NHF was accused of being a money laundering operation that used a web of shell companies and fake charities to launder millions of dollars. The National Heritage Foundation, NHF, scandal is a prime example of how charitable organizations can be used for money laundering. The NHF was a Virginia-based charity that claimed to support various causes, including veterans' rights and cancer research. However, in reality, it was a front for a money laundering operation that laundered millions of dollars for criminals. The NHF operated through a web of shell companies and fake charities. Criminals would donate money to these fake charities, which would then transfer the funds to the NHF's accounts. The NHF would then use the funds for illegal activities or transfer them to other accounts to conceal their source. The criminals used several methods to launder their money through the NHF. One common method was the use of donor-advised funds. These are funds that allow donors to recommend how their money is used by a charitable organization. Criminals would donate money to the NHF's donor-advised funds and then recommend that the funds be donated to fake charities. The NHF would then transfer the funds to fake charities, effectively laundering the money. Another method used was the use of shell companies. The NHF created several shell companies, which were used to receive and transfer funds. Criminals would donate money to these shell companies, which would then transfer the funds to the NHF's accounts. The NHF also accepted donations from people with known criminal backgrounds. These donations were often in the form of cash or money orders, making it difficult to trace the source of the funds. The NHF scandal was uncovered by the U.S. Department of Justice in 2020. The investigation revealed that the NHF had been operating as a money laundering operation for several years and had laundered millions of dollars for criminals. In conclusion, the NHF scandal is a reminder that charitable organizations can be used for money laundering. Criminals can exploit the trust that the public places in charitable organizations to conceal their illicit activities. It is crucial that regulators and law enforcement agencies conduct more thorough investigations into charitable organizations to prevent money laundering in the charity sector. Charitable organizations must also implement strict due diligence processes when accepting donations, especially from high-risk individuals or organizations. Governments must increase their oversight of charitable organizations and strengthen anti-money laundering regulations in the sector to prevent similar scandals from happening in the future. The red flags that raised suspicion were the NHF's questionable activities, including accepting donations from people with known criminal backgrounds, as well as the unusual methods of transferring money, including cash transfers and the use of shell companies. Lessons learned from the NHF case. Regulators and law enforcement agencies must conduct more thorough investigations into charitable organizations before granting them tax-exempt status. Charitable organizations must implement strict due diligence processes when accepting donations, especially from high-risk individuals or organizations. It is important to increase public awareness of the risks associated with money laundering in the charity sector. Governments must increase their oversight of charitable organizations and strengthen anti-money laundering regulations in the sector. Shell companies have become a major concern for governments and financial institutions worldwide. Criminals use these companies to hide their illicit funds and assets, and the anonymity provided by these companies makes it difficult for authorities to trace the money and identify the individuals involved in the illegal activities. It is important to introduce stricter regulations and transparency requirements for shell companies to prevent the misuse of these entities and to increase public awareness about the risks associated with them. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more informative videos. Keep learning and stay competitive with us.